Hello, family. Just want to have another quick conversation with us today. All of my life, I've thought that I was someone, someone of importance, or someone that needed attention, someone that had to be recognized, someone that had to be identified by his peers. I'm sure that many of us we feel that way. We feel like we should be important to somebody or have some level of importance. As a child, we are dependent upon our parents, and that begins to structure our identity of who we are to become because we lean on our mothers for nurturing and we lean on our fathers for protection and support. For many in the African American community and poor Caucasians and other nationalities that may be poor, the father aspect normally is missing. And so there's a gap in young men understanding or knowing who they are from the fact that a piece of their gender is missing out of their life. If I've never seen a man get up and go to work, then the likelihood is I'm going to be pretty lazy because I'm not used to seeing a man get up and go to work. It's not an excuse. There's some psychology to that. And so that becomes a part of my identity. It becomes a part of any young man's identity. If I don't see a man, if I see a woman getting up and going to work, then as a man, that's what I'm expecting is to see a woman as I grow up and become a man. My identity is wrapped around seeing a woman get up and go to work, seeing a woman get up and go to the grocery store, seeing a woman get up and live life and go to school and do certain things. And so because she is not of my gender, and even though she's my parent, my mother, I'm seeing her. I'm not seeing someone that looks like or is of my gender or is of me. So when I become a man, I'm kind of lost. I'm lost in my identity. I'm lost in who I am to become. So when it comes to dealing with other men, I don't know how to relate because I've never grew up dealing with men. I had my little homies, I had my little buddies that I hung out with in the projects or whatever the case may be, growing up in the hood, but it wasn't my covering. The hood is not my covering. A father or a father figure should have been my covering. So I'm in a loss of identity. One of the things that I have learned here later on in life is I've had to become no one. I've had to learn to put my past behind me. I've had to learn how to move on in my life with the understanding that I will never have a father figure other than God. in my life. And I'm gonna tell you something, that was difficult, because to think that there was no male figure interested in me enough brings out that little boy from time to time inside of me that says I've been crying out for a father figure and no one was willing to step up. Well, a lot of other people had lives. My grandfather had a life. My uncle had a life. They had lives. Even my stepfather had a life. And so there was just something that I had to learn to deal with. And I want my young brothers and those young men that are out there that are questioning, how come there was no one or no male factor there for me? And that will make you angry. That will make you bitter. That will make you mad at the world. It hurts. It's painful. But God can bring you through it once you begin to understand that you have to get rid of that identity. I've had to learn to become no one. I've had to learn to become an individual that says my past identity no longer identifies who I am today. In order for me to move on in my life, I have to get rid of how I viewed my past identity. And I've had to become no one. Once I learned to become no one, I no longer focus on my past. I no longer focus on the mistakes I've made. I no longer focus on the bad decisions I've made. I no longer focus on the things that have hindered my life. And I no longer want you to focus on the things that hinder your life. When God calls those that he reaches out to and he saves us, you've got to learn to become no one, or unfortunately, religion will mess you up. It will really mess you up. And so while you're still stuck in your identity, God is sharing with you, get rid of self. Get rid of self. Get rid of what you've known yourself to be. And the moment you do that, there is a myriad of possibilities that will begin to come your way and open doors that will begin to present themselves to you, because God will then begin to provide you with your heart's desire once you get out of everything that has hurt you. Everything that has hurt you. God can't continue to use hurt people hurting other people, and hurt people damaging already people that are damaged. He is moving into the realm where we're truly in the last day, and this dispensation of grace and mercy is not going to be as it once was, because God is demanding more out of his people. So to all grown men, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, that still are holding on to a past identity in order to do God's will, I'm sharing with you, let it go. Let it go. Learn to become no one. God can use a no one mindset in his kingdom because Jesus was selfless. And we too, as men in the kingdom of God, have to become selfless. God bless you. I am Dr. Marshall Rush, just sharing a word with you or just having a conversation with you today. I pray that it touches someone's life in a unique and mighty way, and that blessings will begin to come your way once you understand you have to literally become no one. God bless.